Ian, you ready? Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are the Owatonna School Board. This is Monday. It's the 22nd of August, 5:30. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Eric, our attendance?
Full attendance of all reps and student reps.
Great, that's terrific. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item tonight would be to approve the agenda as it has been presented. We'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Item 4 is public forum. Are there any cards for public forum tonight? Okay. Seeing none, we will move on to item 5. Item 5 is no action required. It would start with board forum. Jolene, I'm going to start down on your end. Do you have anything for board forum tonight?
No, not tonight.
Okay. Deborah,
No.
Lori, you have anything?
No, just, on the agenda, you'll find a couple of policy agenda items. The committee's been busy, and we have another meeting later this week, so we keep plugging away.
I have nothing for board forum. I'll pass it on to Eric.
Just to start alerting people to keep it out for kids, because they'll be starting to wander back to the schools finally.
Nothing of note for me.
Thank you.
Just want to do a shout out. Kudos to the high school staff because took my son in for to get his schedule, and it was like well-oiled machine. He even had a class that wasn't right, and he emailed as we got in the car, and by the time we were at lunch, she'd already responded and got it all fixed. So kudos.
Nice to hear.
I was also at the open house today getting my schedule and sitting at tables for different activities and stuff. So definitely a sign that school is starting now. I didn't realize that there was only like 1 week until the first day of school. So
Here it comes.
I also got my schedule, and we also did pictures as well. I didn't do any booths, but I might be doing a booth for tomorrow. Outside of that, I would say I recognize that I need to sleep better coming this next week.
Glad both of you are here. We will move on. We've got time for the administrative report as well. As Lori has just mentioned, you have a number of policy revisions for tonight. They're made available in your board packet. Does anybody have any questions for members of the policy committee as long as we're here? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Mr. Elstad, anything to add with regard to the administrative report?
Yeah, you'll see that our building administrators and program directors have submitted their report and our administrative report. Just wanted to reiterate a couple of things for you. Last week we brought in 62 new staff to our school district, 42 new teachers and approximately 20 support staff. We had a great week with them during induction week last week as they learned more about the Owatonna Public Schools and certainly our community at large. This week, today, we started our staff workshop, so our staff is back. There's a real positive feel in the classrooms, and I think part of that is stemming from the fact that we haven't had any emergency Department of Health or Department of Education meetings. So we've been able to kind of settle into the year where our teachers can get into their classrooms and truly start to prepare for that first day. Speaking of first day of school, I'm glad that Jason Haley realized that school's coming quicker than it seems. Next Monday, the 29th, will be our first school day for our students here at Owatonna High School, grades 9 through 12, and also at the ALC. During that first day, we're going to be doing an orientation at the middle school for our 6th grade students to orient them to middle school for the first time. And then on the 30th, which is a Tuesday, all of our middle school students will then attend for their very first day all together. And then, as we have done for probably the last 5 years now, we've been running before school interviews for our kindergarten through 5th grade learners. And they are starting those this Thursday, the 25th. They'll continue again next Monday and Tuesday. These interviews have been one of the most positive pieces of feedback from parents regarding beginning the school year on the right foot, beginning the relationship with their teachers, as well as getting some other things that take class time out of the way, like pictures and stuff that used to take class time when we were in session. They get all of that done during this before-school interview, and I think it's been a very positive experience. So we are getting underway. I wanted to also let you know that last Thursday at 5 p.m., the candidate for school board process closed. That closed on Tuesday, but there's a 48-hour window for any candidates to withdraw their affidavit. As of last Thursday at 5 p.m., we have 11 candidates that have filed for the 4 seats that are up for the general election for school board on Tuesday, November 8th. In alphabetical order, they are, as I say here, Lloyd Brandt, Nikki Giesecke, Jan Guzzi, Elizabeth Hedlund, Michael Herman, Josh Indahl, Jolene Mose, April St. Martin, Mark Sebring, Lori Weisenberger, and Colin Whalen. So it's a long list of candidates. I'm glad we have a lot of interest in our school board. Many years it's been where we can barely find enough candidates to run, so I'm encouraged by that. A couple other things. The Learn to Earn Steering Committee that I'm part of is a business partnership that certainly includes a school district as well as Riverland Community College. We are right now in the process of working with our business partners to secure some funding for some equipment for our new high school that will equip our fabrication labs. So it'll be metal bending equipment, metal lathes, things like that that are computer-based versus what we have currently in the high school here. All of this equipment we're asking for because last spring, if you remember, we left $1 million proposal on the table that didn't get passed through legislature that had bipartisan support. It just didn't get to the final stage in approval. And so we will be renewing our ask of the legislature this next year for that $1 million bonding bill to continue to build our partnerships in the trades between here and Riverland Community College. And then lastly tonight, we are going to be partnering with the Center for Family Unity that is associated with the Owatonna Exchange Club. And we are going to be providing an opportunity for our students and actually parents of students in grades 4, 5, and 6. We're pursuing it's a documentary series called Screenagers. And the content there is really based on really alerting parents to the dangers of cell phone use, how to protect yourself, how to keep social media at bay, and really just an opportunity for parents to learn more as we've started to see the owners of cell phones get younger and younger. We're now seeing some of our 4th grade students with cell phones. And so within that, we're trying to provide some opportunities for parents. So we'll be working with our 4 elementary PTOs as well as St. Mary's School on this effort because we think it's important to continue to partner with their parents to provide unique learning opportunities like that to help parent because it's not easy and kids don't come with a manual all the time. So that concludes my report tonight.
Thank you. Any questions? We will move on. Item 6 tonight is the consent agenda. The quick reminder is we are approving the minutes from July 11, August 8, and August 11, as well as disbursement and personnel report. Anybody have any reason that we would pull any of these items out? Okay. Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Eric, it's a roll call vote.
Correct. Jelaine?
Aye.
Deborah?
Aye.
Lori?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Nikki?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
And I myself is an aye. 7-0 pass.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Item 7 tonight, there are some items for board action. The first is item A, Truth and Taxation Hearing Date. Mr. Elstad, can you bring us up to date on that?
Yes, as required by law, the school board has to provide a public hearing for truth and taxation. And typically, we've done the truth and taxation hearing meeting at our school board meeting in December. Just as a quick reminder, that meeting cannot begin until 6 p.m. And so in the past, what we've done is started with the truth and taxation hearing and then proceeded on to the regular board meeting in December. What you're being asked tonight to consider approval of, again, is our annual truth and taxation meeting.
And the date on that is?
December 12th. And that would be at 6 p.m. here at the small group forum of Owatonna High School.
Anybody have any questions?
So, not that I'm trying to jinx us or anything, but December potentially has some weather ramifications. How do we handle this since we're voting on it for snow?
In the event that a meeting had to be canceled because of the emergency weather situation, we have the board has the right to schedule a meeting as long as we post that meeting 72 hours in advance of the meeting, so we can notify the media and the public that we had to cancel the meeting. The postponed date could potentially be the 19th of December, which would be the following Monday night. But again, I know that winter weather doesn't always play nicely with us, so we would have a backup plan should the 12th not be available because of weather.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Just to clarify then, our scheduled, it's a night of our regularly scheduled meeting, so we'll hold that at 5:30 and then pause for the truth in taxation, or will this occur after the regular business
We have
meeting?
done this both ways,
Yep.
one of which we've started at 5:30 and taken a pause. The other way we've done it is to start the meeting at 6 o'clock with the truth and taxation hearing,
Oh.
and then start the regular board
Fair enough.
meeting at the conclusion of that hearing.
Sure, we can figure that out, yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none. One of you probably has this queued up for
I move that the board approve the designation of December 12th, 2022 at 6 p.m. as the truth and taxation hearing date and time and formal approval of the tax levy.
Second.
motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. The second item up tonight would be this policy revisions. This is our second opportunity for the reading, considering the approval. Anybody have any questions relative to those policy changes?
On the Title IX changes, and I understand that there's been something that might become possible where the word sex is not going to be in that, according to the federal government, that it may be changed to all that stuff that they keep changing things around with, to change that to sexual identity, not her and him anymore.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any of that within the policy that is up for second reading. Basically, we had to do some updating because there was a few little nuance changes to Title IX. One of them was the process that we have to use if there is a sexual harassment allegation made.
That is a
But
lot.
the process has been really elongated, and there's many more steps for us to go through. So that's really what the policy here is reflecting, is that we had to make that change so that we were in alignment with what's required of us. But to your point with the other question, at this point, there's nothing within our policy, nor have I heard anything about that in the superintendent briefings that we get from both the state and federal government.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions? Hearing none, would one of you kindly introduce this motion?
I move that the board, go ahead.
I move that the board approve the changes to policy 504, student dress and appearance, as presented, and confirm that there are no changes to the policies listed for review only.
Second.
We have the motion and a second. All in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Item C tonight is the casual worker pay rates. I see that Ms. Pika is here, that could probably answer any questions that we have on this as well. Mr. Elstad, you want to introduce this?
Yes, so this is required by the Fair Labor Standards Act and Affordable Care Act regulations, that we have a casual worker rate of pay, and we have made some adjustments there to help us to raise it up just a bit, to help us with recruitment of needed people, like people that can work at events of ours, they can take tickets and things like that. The prices haven't changed for a number of years, and certainly we're trying to find a market now where we can gather the people that we need to successfully run the events. So what you're seeing in the casual salary rates is an increase there to try to recruit and retain more of those casual workers. I would turn the rest over to Chris if there are any other specific questions regarding these casual salary rates.
Any questions? No questions? Do you have the motion queued up on your?
I move that the board approve the hourly rates for casual workers for the 2022-2023 school year as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Item D tonight would be the adult lunch price. Mr. Elstad.
Yes, if you remember from the report that Director Heilman gave us at the work session just a couple weeks back, she alerted you to the fact that in a previous meeting you had approved the adult lunch prices at a lower price, and we were informed by the Minnesota Department of Education that our adult lunch prices had to be at least $4.95. Just realizing that our adult lunches are not subsidized in any way. They're only subsidized at the student level. And so again, what we're asking you to consider approving tonight is a simple adjustment to meet the Department of Education expectation that our adult lunch prices would be at $4.95.
Any questions? You have a motion?
Yep. I move that the board approve the increase in the adult lunch price to $4.95.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Last item tonight would be the gifts to the district. Mr. Elstad, look like some nice gifts.
Some very nice gifts. I'll highlight a few of them. The Music Boosters of Owatonna are generously have donated $1,010 for repair of our elementary orchestra instruments. I want to just share with the board and certainly the community members that are here, having a Music Boosters like this is not something you see in every community. Music is important here. The arts are important to our community, and certainly the donations that the Music Boosters and others provide for our students certainly help build that love of music. I combined a number of them. We have over $900 tonight to be recognized for our homecoming parade. It's coming quicker. Friday, September 30th will be homecoming. We are hoping for a beautiful fall afternoon, and we're going to have the parade downtown again to hopefully take advantage of all of the Main Street improvements that have been made and really help our business partners in the downtown area. And then we have a couple of other gifts, $875 from the Owatonna, speaking of our fine arts, Owatonna Theater Boosters to the Owatonna High School Theater Department, as well as a couple of other gifts from the dance team and the soccer association to help with some equipment for the dance team as well as the Owatonna girls soccer team. So very generous, and so tonight I lift up for you just almost $3,000 in donations.
Very nice. Any questions for Mr. Elstad on that? Eric, you've got the motion ready here.
I move that the board approve the resolution for acceptance of gifts as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor with an aye? Oh, that's a roll call. Sorry about that.
Yep. Jolene?
Aye.
Deborah?
Aye.
Lori?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Nikki?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
And I myself is an aye. 7-0 pass.
Motion carries. Very good. That draws us to the end of our meeting tonight. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor with an aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Good meeting. Thanks, folks.